All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our continuing coverage here, the Intercollegiate Singles Championships on BowlTV.com. First round match play underway in both the men and women's divisions. We have 27 and 28 for you. Alex Acosta versus Jeffrey Mann. On 29 and 30, Matt Hibbard versus Vincent Garrett. Please check our additional channels, 5 through 8, 13 through 16 on the women's side, and 35 through 38 on the men's side for continued match play coverage. For your results, please be sure to click the tab, if you have not, with tournament information on our side panel next to the chat. You can see both brackets, men and women, top 8. You can also see the qualifying results as well. Top 8 in each division earned first round buys. And so we will see those individuals tomorrow. Congrats to Avery Brown of Arkansas State and Alex Olette of Concordia. Both earned the top seeds after 6 games of qualifying this morning here on BowlTV.com. Very good spare there for Jeffrey Mann. This is a single elimination tournament. The singles competition, no pun intended, is a single elimination event. The ITCs, or the Intercollegiate Team Championships, is a double elimination format. Of course, that begins later on in the week. So we've got 9 through 24, meaning seeds 9 through 24 are all in matches currently. And the losers of these matches will be eliminated. Winners will move on to face, of course, the top 8 and those who earned a bye this morning. All right, 194 for Jeffrey Mann. 3 games, total pins. And Alex Acosta with a good opportunity to get out to a nice lead of 30 or more pins. And Acosta wraps the 10 on the fill. And a quick 246 game for Acosta. Quickly out in front here by 52 pins. Matt Hibbard. Early advantage over Vincent Garrett. Over on 25 and 26, which is actually directly in front of us per our location. Daniel Hansen can get to 180 game one. Daniel Hall can get to 174. So a relatively close match here. Acosta from St. Xavier University. That is in Chicago. Talented young player and a growing program at St. Xavier. They actually have 2 participants competing in the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. Acosta, who finished 6th at the Addison Sectional, shot 13.29 for 6 games. And Destiny Miller on the women's side, she finished 8th at the Addison Sectional. On the season, she won the Boilermaker Classic. She's actually on one of our featured pairs. She's on 13 through 16. Daniel Hansen does not finish the game well, and pretty low scoring, 159 and 142. Mentioned Matt Hibbard, who won the Addison Sectional. Tough match so far. Oh, not tough, I should say, but as he can get to 223. And so it may or may not be tough for him. Watching Hibbert at sectionals, though, he got on the roll pretty early and really maintained his lead throughout. And if you have any questions or any thoughts on what you think might happen, let us know. As you see Hibbert, I mean, just a heck of a shot there. And that's a double as Vincent Garrett begins this match with 178. Hey, Kurt, if you have a question, looks like you might, or I should say, who are you looking for specifically? We can try to help you out there. There are some resources for you, though. If you click on the third tab next to to the right of the star, that'll get you to the tournament information. You'll have access to both the men's and women's brackets. Of course, if you'd like to check out each channel, the lane assignments are available thanks to Brand Hout, so you'll know exactly who's on what pair. It is a 3-game total pinfall match, and as Grant mentioned, they will not move pairs. Just one round of match play. So we've got 3 games, and then match play round number 1 will be complete, and we will have some eliminations. Congrats again to Avery Brown. Arkansas State finished the day with the front 10, shot 289 to claim the overall lead on the women's side, and Alex Olette of Concordia, 1404 for 6 games. Avery Brown shot 1358 for 6. All right, Acosta, after the 4-9 early, quickly back on his game with 4 in a row. Meanwhile, Mann has gone 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare, double. Jeffrey Mann down. By 52 early on, looking for a 4-bagger. And just a touch light. It looks like it breaks down into a 4-pin from here. Meanwhile, Matt Hibbert, early double as he looks to expand his lead. Acosta looks like he has no signs of slowing down. The thing to keep in mind, though, when you have a 3-game total pinfall match, it's 52 pins is really not a safe lead. I know that sounds kind of odd to say, but we see it all the time in this format. In a 3-game total pinfall match, you can get out to an early lead, but sometimes transition, actually many times transition begins to play a role where either things begin to shift. So the player who got out to the early start all of a sudden starts to leave 9 counts, 8 counts, loses a little bit of ball reaction, etc. The person who did not get off to such a great start makes a ball change, makes a move on the lane, adjusts some strategy, and all of a sudden starts rattling off 6 or 7 in a row and finds themselves with a good opportunity to make it a match. Jeffrey Mann, of course, former Junior Team USA player, certainly has the pedigree, so he'll make Alex Acosta stay honest. But Acosta, meanwhile, just gotta keep moving forward, as they say, keep the pedal to the metal. So here is Jeffrey Mann from Marian University. That will be the only thing right now that will stop Jeffrey Mann from making the type of comeback that is needed here. So I'm leaving 4-pin, a little light in the 7th frame. That time he wraps at 10. And he's already gone 9 spare, 9 spare, 9 spare to start. All right, Mann takes care of business. Jeff finished 5th at the Smyrna sectional. Meanwhile, Acosta just continuing. Got ourselves a good match between Daniel Hansen and Daniel Hall. I'll try to get a little bit of that match for you. Meanwhile, Acosta, the two-handed righty on the left side of your screen. Gonna get some moving start, gets his feet moving, gets the ball moving, and get to the line. These two are kind of speed racing. And that is not to describe Alex Acosta's fast feet to the line. But Acosta and Jeffrey Mann, they're probably going to be the first to be done with their match completely, as everyone else around them is either in the 3rd frame, 6th frame. Hibbert. An open frame there for Hibbert. Daniel Hansen, after shooting 159, now has 5 in a row. Ball change on the field for Alex Acosta. Boy, and Acosta now has gone 246, 238. He's at 484 to start. And still an uphill battle for Jeffrey Mann. That "Oh Baby" you heard was from Daniel Hansen. 6 in a row from the 2016 winner. And definitely a match over on 25 and 26. It's a 17-pin match, but low scoring to start. Again, 159 for Hansen, 142 for Daniel Hall. We'll get a look at that again in just a sec. Let's take a look at Vincent Garrett now. Garrett from Penn State. He's got a hook. If I'm not mistaken, he leaves the 1-5. Wow. Another quality shot there for Jeffrey Mann. And it results in no doubles. He's got one double this game. Reminds us of if you've watched Journey to 900, Earl's Journey to 900 at all. Watched the first episode. It was a couple weeks ago at this point, but it is available on bowltv.com and the archived events section, the playlist. But what we talk about when you just leaving lots of 9 counts, and we've done that. And we've all been there as bowlers. Earl's been there as a bowler as well. That's an excellent game bowled by Jeffrey Mann, but it only results in 217. And now Acosta has increased his lead as they head to game number 3. Acosta now up by 73 pins. And he continues on the strike train. Does Alex. A quick look at Daniel Hansen here in this match between he and Daniel Hall. And a 10-pin. In the 9th frame, back over to Mann. And another 10-pin for Jeffrey. Boy, it's a situation where you're down 73. He's no doubt, obviously, knows where to go with the bowling ball. Open frame for Hansen. He's missed a couple of single pins here in this match. But Jeffrey Mann may have to do something a little risky just for the sake of carry to have any chance of defeating or running down Alex Acosta. And for that matter, of course, Acosta not challenged at the moment, so he's still pretty relaxed, I'd imagine. Has thrown really good shots throughout and looks to continue to do so. Again, if you're just joining us, you are watching lanes 27 through 30. You got Jeffrey Mann and Alex Acosta, Matt Hibbert, and Vincent Garrett. Mano a mano, single elimination, 3 games total pins, and Mann able to chop the 10 out finally. Our women's matches over on the low end, we've got lanes 5 through 8 and lanes 13 through 16. quick look over here at Daniel Hall. Didn't like it, and he gets a nice break. So Daniel Hall and Daniel Hansen doing battle here. If Hall can strike here, he will cut his deficit, I believe, to 5 pins. Overall, it'll still be anyone's ball game. Meanwhile, Acosta has started with the first 3. Good shot there from Garrett. Pretty even there this game between Hibbert and Garrett. Here's Daniel Hall of Ottawa. Walks it out, and no. $7-10 for Hall on that shot. All right, Jeffrey Mann able to knock them all down. All right, folks, don't miss the PBA playoffs every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern on FS1. They were on last night. Of course, the top 24 players from the 2019 season have been battling it out in a pretty cool bracket-style format, which will all lead up to the live championships on Fox June 1st and 2nd from Bayside Bowl in Portland, Maine. Again, that is the PBA playoffs every Monday on FS1. All right, so Mann has found a way to carry. Question is it too late? About to step up in the 5th frame. And at this point, it's going to be up to Alex Acosta to provide any help for Jeffrey Mann. In our other match, on our featured pairs here, again, Matt Hibbard. An early advantage over Vincent Garrett. This second game, pretty low scoring, as Alex takes care of the spare. I watched Alex Acosta practice a little bit last night. And you can just tell, you know, he found it. I think he found something a little early, and then obviously when you do that, you start to play around with perhaps different bowling balls, various areas on the lane. How much area, how much room do you have to work with on the lane? Seventh frame, and Jeffrey Mann's going to need them all to really have any opportunity here. Hibbert's struggling a little bit this game, so Vincent Garrett, tell you, 195 would go a long way. That could potentially be 30 to 40 pins difference. Big shot coming up here, Jeffrey Mann. Frame 7. All right, he's starting to give it a run here. Mann can strike out to get to 701. So we start looking at particulars. Alex Acosta. Alex Acosta can get to 217, or excuse me, to get to 701, he would need 217 and a 10 pin for Mann. And the aforementioned scenario now goes out the window. Jeff can still get to 269. That would put him at 680. And then it's rudimentary for Acosta, who would just need 196. This is one of those sets where as a player, and you've been where Jeffrey Mann is, when you've got a really good look to the pocket, but your carry is just not cooperating. Meanwhile, your opponent certainly is not only not having issues with carry, but he's also throwing good shots. That's obviously tough to beat. And that'll do it. Great season for Jeffrey Mann. Great player. Of course, we saw him belt out the vocals at last year's Junior Gold opening ceremonies. But you certainly feel for him. In this particular match, that's the other thing with 3-game matches. Sometimes you shoot 700 and lose. Other times you shoot 530 and win. Matt Hibbert, meanwhile, shoots 162. So he's at 371 for 2 games. Mann, second shot in the 10th. Pretty impressed what he was able to do. When he missed, speaking of Jeff, he was in the 2-4-5 category. He broke one down to leave a 4-pin once. But other than that, 10 pins were not kind to Jeffrey here in this match. Congrats to, well, not mathematically over, but Alex Acosta just needs to keep it on the lane, and he will be advancing to round 2. I like Alex Acosta's game. I know two-handed bowling is a sore subject for many, but I think the key here for Alex, when you look at his approach, is being able to get the ball started quickly. Look how fast his feet move to develop the speed and the power to get to the line. All right, folks, if you're watching at home, you know a little bit about NowBowlTV.com, the opportunity to win some free items, and we will have that for you here. Giveaway time, thanks to the maestro, Brant Houghton. Follow the prompts. Click the button when necessary, and you'll be in the running. 232 for Alex Acosta. Very nice 3-game set for Acosta, as well as Jeffrey Mann, as he defeats, Jeffrey Mann. $716 to $667. So Acosta will be moving on. So Matt Hibbert and Vincent Garrett see the totals up top, 371 to 358. We'll also give you a little bit of Daniel Hansen and Daniel Hall as this one starts to come down to the final frame. Still early in the Garrett matchup. Who won our giveaway there, young Brant? Looks like Gary Ward won. Congratulations, Gary. All right, Daniel Hansen. Take a look here, and we'll look at Daniel Hall first. So here's Daniel Hall. Hall's got a 2-pin to deal with 3 frames left to go. He trails by 18 pins. Add another 4. He trails in this particular game, game number 3. So he's trailing by 22 total at the moment. Eighth frame shot for Hall. Big shot. Daniel Hall from Ottawa. He led and won the Dallas sectional, shooting 14-27 for 6 games. Now comes to Hansen, who enters your screen. Oh, near disaster there for Daniel Hansen. That non-strike, however, might allow Daniel Hall opportunity to step up. And get all in the 10th. He won't be able to shut out Hansen. I'm speaking of Daniel Hall. If Daniel Hansen strikes here, actually no, miscalculated that. Hansen can get to 204. So that would put him at 586. That's if Hansen strikes out. Daniel Hall would need to get up in the 9th and 10th frames, strike out to get to 576, and that would force a mark from Daniel Hansen in the 10th frame. First things first, 9th frame shot for Daniel Hansen. Oh my. Hashtag team no 8-pin. Wow. Heck of a shot there. And now, just like that, Daniel Hall now can get up in frames 9 and 10 to potentially force a tie. All right, Matt Hibbert up now. After the open frame, Vincent Garrett missed a 310. And the 4th, Hibbert now looking for 3 in a row and has it. Hibbert made the adjustment after shooting 162 in game number 2. And looks to be ready to take control here of this match. All right, 9th frame shot for Daniel Hall. Big shot. Little emotion. Again, the scenario is this. Hall needs them all. That would force Hansen to strike all three in the 10th to tie. That was the opportunity. And Hall certainly knows the score. And now it'll be up to Daniel Hansen. Right now, if Hall makes this spare, I'll give it to you here before Vincent. If Hall makes the spare and strikes, he's going to need it. Hard way. Oh, my. Boy, keep that in mind, folks. Keep that in mind right there. He makes the spare. If he strikes, he gets to 189, and his final tally will be 553. Daniel Hansen would then need a mark. 9 out, they would tie. Daniel Hall must strike here. He will take a re-rack. Hall just to put some extra pressure potentially. If Hall does not strike here, Hansen could go 9 out and win. And Hibbert leaves a bucket. All right, here's a shot from Daniel Hall. And he gets 9. And so now nine out. Of course, Hansen on a spare, so count important here. If he gets 9 on the first shot, he's a winner. Anything less, and it could get interesting. Here's Hansen. That's a win. For a team, for a school, for a men's program that coming in was the #1 team. Throws one down the middle for making sure you can get enough count. We'll give you his last shot just because. .191 the final tally this game. Oh, what a match. All right, final match here. 573-552. Again, your final tally for scoring at home. The scenario, the way it played out, again, Hall, of course, needed 3 in the 10th. That would have forced more from Hansen. He went 8 spare. If he would have struck, would have forced Hansen to get 9 no matter what. Oh, excuse me, a mark, I beg your pardon. But Hansen needing 9 on the first shot to secure. buries one. And after not striking the previous 4 frames up until the 10th, he gets up and just nails it. Speaking of doing some good things here, Garrett striking in the 8th, but Matt Hibbert, after the open in the 6th, strikes in the 7th. And is well on his way to advancing here in the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. Just your first experience with a 3-game total pinfall match. I said earlier when we talked about Alex Acosta and Jeffrey Mann, how sometimes you can shoot 670, 680, sometimes you shoot 700 and lose. There will be other matches where you shoot less than 600. For example, Daniel Hansen, a low-scoring match to start, and he shoots 570 and wins. It's just the way it goes. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But anything can happen. That's what we've learned in 30 frames, potentially 30 or 30-plus shots over 3 games. And Matt Hibbert has just about fist-pumped his way into round 2 tomorrow. Vincent Garrett from Penn State. Penn State University Park. He was 3rd at the Stratford sectional. Shot 13.06 to get to this point. Season average of 175.8. Well, we got some close matches going on the women's side. I see Chloe Sierzinski and Megan Makunovich battling. I think Chloe just threw the first one in the 10th after Makunovich had thrown the back 6 to get to 228. And what looked to be 25 pin plus lead or so for Sierzinski. That's a player right there, folks. And you'll get a chance to see her. Of course, hopefully you'll see her more here on our featured pairs. But during this team portion, once we get into the team championships part on Thursday. But that's a player from Maryland Eastern Shore, Coach Caleb Bandy. Nice shot there from Vincent Garrett. Good opportunity for Vince to come on out. Earned his spot here again in Stratford. Got a chance to compete for a national title in singles competition. We had to go up against Matt Hibbert, who won the Addison sectional. And Garrett will finish this game with 159. It'll be 517 total. At Hibbert. Wisconsin-Milwaukee continuing to roll here. And for historical purposes, nicely done for Hibbert. He finishes with 222. And now the final tally, officially, again for historical purposes, in the books, 593 to 517. All right, folks. It looks like all of our competition, looks like there may be some final shots being thrown down on 35 through 38. Intercollegiate Team Championships has been held in Dayton, Ohio one other time, and that was the inaugural event. In 1975, a Wisconsin team did win. It was the Wisconsin lacrosse squad. Well, could Wisconsin-Milwaukee do some work here in the singles championships? Well, the answer would be yes if Matt Hibbert has anything to say about it. Let's take a look at the brackets. All right, let's take a look at the men's bracket now that we have a few winners. I'm not sure about our first winner in regards to Logan Williams and Michael Pruchnick. That individual, whoever wins or would have won that match, will move on to face Alex Ouellette, the number 1 seed, on 25 and 26. The winners that we did see, Matt Hibbert will move on to face Kyle Duster, the 7th seed tomorrow. Alex Acosta will take on Jorge Rodriguez Rosas. That'll be on 37 and 38, 35 and 36. And let's see, we saw Daniel Hansen. Well, that's going to be a good match there. Hansen versus Pete Burgos. That's going to be a tough out either way it goes. Again, these matches will be bright and early at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time on BowlTV.com. Round 3 will follow at approximately 9 a.m. Eastern. Again, all leading down to our semifinals, which will be taped for later air on CBS Sports Network. All done on the men's side. Just a few shots remaining on the women's side. Looks like specifically, we're all done on 13 through 16. (11 and 12) looks to be still ongoing with Lindenwood's Haley Cummings. All right, Brant. I think that'll do it for us here, my good man. Folks, again, be sure to take a look at bowl.com for all of your results. We will be back here with you 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Again, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time on BowlTV.com. We appreciate you tuning in. So for Brant Houghton, Jason Thomas, our entire USBC youth crew, the entire tournament staff here, the Intercollegiate Singles and Team Championships, Gary Brown, Zach Barton, Brian English, Jimmy Chanthafong, Andrew Lowy, Hannah Ryan-Miller for Terry Bigham. Main man already doing some great stuff there. Nice feature story on the Robert Morris men. Daniel Hansen is alive, and Brian Bourget earned himself a bye earlier today. He will be on to round 2 tomorrow. Unsure about Logan Williams. We'll find out in just a second. My name is Emil Williams Jr. We will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. We look forward to joining. We look forward to you having or joining us, and we look forward to having you here at Polking Lanes South in Dayton, Ohio. We'll talk to you tomorrow, folks. Good night.